morning, SpeedGaming fans, and welcome back to the Super Metroid Randomizer Mystery Tournament 2024. We're here in the round of 16 in a very exciting matchup coming your way. We have the 8 seed OK Beamer versus the 9 seed Kipp. This will be a best of 3 series played in its entirety. My name is DJ Webb, and I will be bringing you this series along with some help in the later games. And Just Zooks, our illustrious tracker, helping me out. Hope everyone is having a good morning. This should be a very exciting race. Both of our runners finished the Swiss portion 4-2, Beamer with a slightly higher blue gold score, and they both won their first round matchups 2-0. So this should be a very good one. Kipp, longtime veteran and highly successful runner. Beamer coming in more recently, but had quite some success. He's been taking down some big names and doing some very interesting things to try and get an edge over his opponents. So I'm quite interested to see how this one goes. We should be getting started any moment here, and we can get underway with our mystery seed. It is slightly early on a Saturday for me, so I apologize in advance if I yawn into my microphone, but I will do my best to avoid such things. And we are off. First bit of information here in the mystery seed. Do not have full countdown for our item split, looking at either Major, Minor, or Chozo. And that 60 damage in the top right corner signifies that we have a vanilla charge beam in the seed. No starter charge. You are going to have to find the charge item wherever it may be to be able to charge your beam, which, depending on the item split, can have a lot of different things that it can impact. A little bit easier to find in Chozo versus Major Minor, but you never know how it goes. Core component of our mystery tournament is that each seed is unique. You do not know what the parameters are. You can have different item splits, different map layouts, different bosses, and also some other things like minor item distributions, different items, gravity heat reduction, etc. The seed will reveal itself to you over time, and you have to adapt as you figure more things out. Our morph ball is vanilla, which seems to be extremely common regardless of the item split. It does only have 2 possible locations. Kipp with the patented right first gets a missile in the ceiling, and that is going to tell us Major, Minor off the table. This is now confirmed Chozo, and every item down here is a missile except for that morph ball. So I'm going to be headed back up in this seed that has quite some resemblance to the vanilla item locations. No E-tank, but not a lot going on down here. Beamer missing that damage boost on the first attempt. See if he tries to go back for it or just elects to skip it. Is just a missile. Debatably the least useful minor item, but also almost certainly the most plentiful. So you're going to be able to find some more depending on where that charge beam is hiding out. The missiles could come in handy, but as I alluded to, Chozo is the item split where charge is typically the easiest to find because of the logical implications it has in some places that don't exist in other modes. More likely to be on the beaten path, or at least easily deducible for its location. So, see where our runners will have to handle things. We've got dueling climbs, Kipp a ledge grabber, Beamer going for the wall jump. Something I always like to see. They are extremely similar time-wise. I think if you do an extremely optimized version of the wall jump climb, it is ever so slightly faster, but in most other instances, you're going to be pretty time neutral, all depending on runner preference and execution levels. Kipp showing off his vanilla experience, can do the standardized way to shoot those 5 missiles a little bit faster than just running up to the door and blasting them. Something I typically do, but we got our power bombs here at the BT statue. And yes, in chat, it is 34 major locations in Major Minor versus only 25 Chozo locations. And In some ways, it's 24 because the Morphball isn't randomized in Chozo, but splitting hairs unnecessarily. So yeah, the Chozo item pool consists of all the unique items, well, the normal unique items, no additional dash items part of that, as well as 3 energy tanks, 1 reserve tank, 2 missiles, 2 supers, and 1 power bomb pack. Already having found the missile and the power bomb. Not a lot of ammo left, but we are definitely on the lookout for some super missiles. Got our bombs here, directly behind the power bombs that we see. So, not going to be wanting for explosives in this seed, more than likely. The power bombs do break blocks that bombs don't, however. They're limited to performing back for the bombs. They're just there, and you're always going to be happy about them. Get to see here in this next room whether our map state is vanilla or area randomization. That'll be notated by a red door to G4 if this is vanilla, and a flashing if it's area. And there we have it, a red door will signify a vanilla map. So we're starting out with vanilla map Chozo. And seeing quite a bit of that in this round, actually. I think game 1 of Ultra versus Nevdi was Chozo vanilla map. Game 1 last night between myself and Nitro, Chozo vanilla map. So see if our runners have been following along and have some game plans for this style of seed. Tend to run a little bit quicker, although my seed last night certainly begs to differ. Greenburn Star, our next destination, going to have 3 Chozo locations to quickly get our super missiles here. As Beamer, without the missile pack from the ceiling, as well as, I think, just not farming quite as much. Kipp was missiling the pirates and farming afterwards, where Beamer was just kind of running through them. So Beamer actually had to come back up to the top to get enough missiles for this door. One of the things that happens when your super missiles aren't as early as you might want. But if you can get the reverse mock ball out of here, it's really not too bad to have gone up there already. But very, very missile heavy early in the seed. It's pretty much all we found. There's a nice second power bomb pack, but we don't have any energy yet. One of those things about Chozo is that energy tanks not necessarily as easy to find as they're shuffled in both the major pool and the minor pool. Beamer went for that reverse mock ball, was so close to getting it, but not quite. I do expect you want to pick up this power bomb. Second one's pretty nice. But Kipp out to a little bit of a lead here. See what we can find here in Big Pink. Maybe we'll get our first energy tank. Maybe we won't, but we're getting missiles early and often. Already up to 40 for Kipp. Next Chozo location is here at the Spore Spawn Supers. General rule of thumb for these Chozo locations: the first intended ammo for all 3 types is on the Chozo statue. A little bit of an indication there. Most of the unique items are on Chozo statues. There are a few exceptions. For example, the Various Suit is not actually on a Chozo statue, but that location is a Chozo item in this mode. Boss reward for killing Kraid. So that's an early start. Probably going to give a little bit of a direction to our runners, who after this charge beam will be headed to Red Tower, and there is Norfair below. Yeah, as people in chat are pointing out, the vanilla charge beam would be quite useful for the complete and utter sparsity of the super missiles in this seed. Depending on the beams we find, we'll see how useful all of these missile packs Kipp's picked up will be. I expect we're going to be still searching out these minor locations again. We want supers because they're great, and we're not finding them. And we're also going to be on the lookout for some energy tanks, which, again, we still have not seen any thus far. So, definitely the biggest find we have so far is the Various Suit. Charge pretty close behind, though, frankly. especially given our ammo ratio. The two options are 3-2-1 and 2-1-1. Right now we're at what is this, like 10-1-2 or something insane like that? Quite silly. But Red Tower has 3 Chozo locations. Here the Alpha Power Moms. It'll be the one up here. After that, there is X-Ray, which is difficult to get on this item set, I will say. The various suits will do some damage reduction, but those spikes deal some damage. And the strategy to get them, not the easiest thing to do, as here is our second of 2 missile packs on Chozo statues. Only 1 ammo remaining now on any of the Chozo locations, but here's an energy tank. Very, very happy to see that. See what Kipp wants to do. Looks like he is heading to the safe station, potentially going to be looking at the boss of the wreck ship. Also potential that this save is for the X-ray check. Again, with the danger that comes with that check. Want to be safe and not lose all of your progress if you happen to have a little bit of trouble in that room. So looks like it's the latter of the two options. Kept showing off a lot of that vanilla speedrun experience, getting these rooms done very quickly and efficiently. Beamer much more on the randomizer side of things. Not doesn't have quite the depth of strat knowledge, but he is going up to that wreck ship and didn't save here at the top of Red Tower save, which is what I would expect if you're going to make this play. But we'll see what he wants to do. Very nicely done, Kipp, with the damage boosts here in the X-ray hall. And it's rewarded with a very nice screw attack. That's going to be a nice item to have, especially with the low energy that we've seen thus far in this seed. Going to be very happy to spin jump through basically every enemy in the game with no regard. So Beamer is here at the moat. He's got 2 different ways he can attack this, either the CWJ or the horizontal bomb jump. Given that Beamer is much more on the randomizer side, I don't know his proficiency with that horizontal bomb jump, but it looks like he just wants to go for the CWJ, and the first time he gets that first jump, nails the second jump. Either a 1 frame into a 2 frame jump, or it's 1 frame into 1 frame, depending on your setup. Very nicely done for Beamer. And he's gonna have a 3rd power bomb here. We give us some supers, game. That's all we want. It says no. Here's a beam. Have that instead. So charge beam just went from 60 to 150. Nice 2.5x jump here. So 1.5x jump, 2.5x multiplier. With a nice West Ocean here. Gonna be heading towards the wreck ship boss, as Kipp is potentially headed to the crate boss, and also potentially not. You can't just go down this elevator. Despite having the various suit, only 2 of the bosses are comfortable here. I do not expect most people are thrilled about a 1 tank Varia only charge wave Ridley fight, which is doable, but only in the worst ways. If you could land 10 X factors like Tass, you would probably be okay with it, but that is definitely not the case here for us mere mortals. So no Hell runs in the seed. Very Seed is going to negate heat damage here. Beamer gonna be checking out this boss, and here we have another nice item, the high jump boots acquired. It will allow us logical access to lower Norfair. And let us see what we have here in the wreck ship. Looks like a vanilla Phantoon, so some potential payoff here for Beamer, as the wreck ship items will be accessible once this Phantoon is slayed. Kipp barely missing out on that iceless ice escape. Gets a nice fast for Beamer. Let's see how the Doppler goes. Ooh, a little early. Got a couple of missiles in there, but not too much. As you can see, the complete and utter lack of super is causing Kipp to miss a red door, something you don't often see once you've picked up super missiles. Oh, that eye close, quite rude, but gave us a fast invisible pattern. That's nice to see. And wow, hello business center. You have given us the high jump boots and the gravity suits back to back. Those are two really good items. Kipp looks like to be on the critical path here. However, energy and damage output not the greatest right now. I do expect, despite being in a very, very nice position, that Kipp will end up checking these Bubble Mountain items now. And you can take that Remembered Highway down to Lower Warfare. Beamer does clean up this fan too, and didn't even use a super at the end. Mostly because he tried it on the last round and it missed, so he didn't have any in his kit. Let's see if this is an energy tank. I was hoping for a super missile, but frankly, that's just as good. We only had one of each. So there can definitely be some goodies here in the wrecked ship. We'll see how much of it Beamer will to check. We'll also see just how good they are. For example, Speed Booster, really nice movement item. Plasma Beam would be amazing given our current damage outputs. Space Jump, also really good. The Ice Beam, one of those platoon hallway items, but Kipp is going to check that miner there. It's a power bomb. Don't necessarily expect him to pick it up, at least in the immediate future, depending on how things go. It could be useful, but you can pick that up after this item check, after the wave check, or after the Lower Warfare portion of your run. But chosen number 1 in the wreck ship, just the X-ray scope, not going to be of much impact in the seed, most likely. And finally, Norfair starts delivering. Norfair, thus far, has been absolutely giving us the goods. First high jump, then gravity. We've now gotten a second E-tank and a second super pack. This is another E-tank, so finally we get one of those Chozo statue E-tanks. That is the minimum required energy to complete the game. Pardon me. So Beamer's got the save. Spikeruma Death gets his name for a reason. If one thing goes wrong, it can snowball very quickly, and the enemies do 100 damage on this suit, and the spikes, I believe, deal 60 naturally, so they will be doing 30 to this suit. But if you're experienced and know what you're doing in this room, you can not take any damage. Very nicely gets across there. Here's Chozo statue number 2, the wreck ship energy tank. Why exactly they decided to put a statue in this room, I don't know. Aesthetics probably, but in whatever case, it's very nice for us as finally the super missiles are opening up a little bit. And there is a speed booster. That's a really nice find here. Depending on how the rest of these items are laid out, that could be a very, very nice find here. As Kipp finds Chozo Super number 2. Things are definitely getting much more comfortable as far as boss fights are concerned with this ammo. Kipp can definitely slay Ridley, as well as those charge wave shots to back things up. So I expect we're going down Remembered Highway. Kipp's basically got the new route loadout without the speed booster, but with the screw attack. So as far as your room times in Lower Warfare, screw attack probably just as helpful as speed, if not more so. The best room for speed is the fast pillars, and obviously the X-ray scope, or the screw attack, sorry, will let you get through that room very quickly. And then basically the only other room where speed matters a ton is the amphitheater for better jumps, but you don't have to worry about the enemies when you've got that screw attack. So Beamer is going to go to item number 3 in the wreck ship, the bowling missile, as I like to call them. So given what we've seen in the seed, it's pretty difficult for this item to be worth it time-wise. Especially having found that speed. That's a really nice find that Kipp would be very happy to have. Um, Currently, if he does not find the ice beam on his path, his only way through Baltimore Hallway is the speed booster that Beamer has, or the crystal flash clip, the much more advanced and difficult technique. So Kipp is going to be coming here to the screw attack. Check. I doubt Beamer will be doing once he gets down here. So we'll see what goodies this holds. Again, there are still quite a bit of good things that we can find. Basically, especially because X-Ray is already out of the pool, every single item from here is good. Even an extra E-Tank, because we only have 3, is nice. But there's Ice Beam. That's really, really good. No Crystal Flash Clip needed on this one. And Kipp's best way out of here is the Infinite Bomb Jump. See how quickly he can get this. I don't believe Kipp's a double bomb jumper, so slow and steady wins the race, as they say. And he is clear of those bomb blocks at the top. Very nice rhythm here. We'll see what Beamer finds here. Again, now with that Ice Beam in tow, it feels very, very difficult for this to be a good investment time-wise overall in this seed, and Kipp's positional lead going to be quite fruitful here. And yeah, only a reserve tank. Very, very, very much not worth it, unfortunately for Beamer. But this is going to be just another room in the game in this seed. High jump boots, both suits, and screw attack. You get to make quick work of this. And Kipp does not need any other items to beat this game. So I expect only extremely quick checks will be done. Probably check behind the bosses, just because of the sheer time save that some items left have. Kipp not knowing about that speed booster, that would be quite a time save. Both Spazer and Plasma are really good. From this point, Kipp does have enough of the seed left that Space Jump has a lot of value. Grapple Beam would be his best way to kill Dragon at this moment, so yeah. Only the 2 remaining tanks are not going to be of significant value here. Yeah, as you can see, screw attack trivializing the high damage of the enemies in this area. Kipp is making quick work of basically every room. And another E-Tank, nice to have. Watching a bit of a tour de force from Kipp. Beamer with that wreck ship play. Honestly, if he left after the speed booster, it wouldn't necessarily have been super clear how much this lead for Kipp mattered, especially given that no X-ray check. That was a screw attack, which is extremely valuable in lower Norfair, especially without a large amount of energy. So even with the hard deboost strat, I do think that's time positive in this seed. But we've got a vanilla Ridley here. Bosses are very much looking vanilla in this seed. So if Beamer can get Kraid early, we'll see if he likes to do that now. Kipp still not having visited Kraid's lair. That could be something, especially, for example, Plasma Beam being behind Kraid would be super nice. See Kipp using some ammo and some charge ice wave shots. I assume he's got this mathed out, but I certainly haven't been counting. You can see he's still got those 15 super missiles. It is the case that Ridley's color change happens below half health, not at half health, so if you wait for the color change on this ammo, you will slightly over damage, but it is quite slight, and it negates the need for counting. And yeah, Beamer is going to come to Kraid early. Nice E-Tank here at the Kraid missile. And more than likely, we'll find a vanilla Kraid here. We'll see what reward Kraid has for us. And we'll also see what reward Ridley has for us. Again, this is almost certainly a decent to really good item. And Grapple Beam definitely falls, I would say, between decent and really good. The Dragon that most likely awaits us further in this seed will be quickly felled by the grapple strategy. Beamer does need to kill these enemies. He had no current missiles or supers, which is a quite rare thing to see indeed. I expect he's actually going to do a little bit of excess farming, although 2-3 is all you need for the Kraid quick kill, if that is how you like to do it. But this is not Kraid. That is Dragon. Our bosses actually are shifted style today, so that's a little unfortunate. And Kipp not doing that early will be a time gain relative to his opponents. How shifted style bosses work, if you noticed, which the keen eye among you will have, the KR in the top signifies Kraid's lair. That's the area you're in. And when we popped in the Dragon, it remained KR. That's how I knew the shifted style bosses. That means that the Great Ores in Kraid's lair are unlocked by the boss here in Kraid, which is Dragon in the seed. Given that it's Chozo, it kind of doesn't matter because that Kraid tank location isn't a major item. But once the Dragon is killed, the Great Ore will be open on your way out. Pardon me. But yeah, Beamer now needs more projectiles to open this door. Gets a nice super from the Sova. But it's going to need another super missile. That ice beam is a green door. And this is the gravity suit, so honestly, non-zero chance he doesn't even check that. But I really hope he does, because high jump is really good. Like, really, really good. We'll see how he likes to treat things from here. Again, having that speed booster already, Beamer doesn't actually need anything else. It's just the case that 5 supers and charge wave is not your ideal in-game damage output. But yeah, kind of saw this coming. Beamer just gonna leave Ice Beam alone, unfortunately. Given how much of the seed we have remaining and the speed booster in hand, high jump definitely worth the time to go get it. So, both of our runners are going to be here in Bubble Mountain for a little bit, as Beamer is bomb jumping up here. Don't know if he's going to check out Norfair Reserve or not, but it's definitely easier to bomb jump up here versus going on the right side, where the CAC and the waivers can spell your doom. No speed booster and no waiver plasma mean that this is the best way back out of Upper Norfair, as there's also a super missile here in Norfair Reserve area. The supers were pretty much all in Norfair this seed, specifically Upper. I believe there was 1 on the way to speed and then 2 in the wave area. Plus now this one we found, the 2 we found over in Norfair Reserve area. So Beamer most likely not going to be getting that ice beam, but is going to have some nice super missile damage output. This Kipp now going to come over here to Kraid's lair. Probably going to be a little surprised about this Dragon, but in any case has the gravity suit as well as that grapple beam to go ahead and kill Dragon with little regard for crustacean life. Pretty sure crustaceans mostly refers to crabs, which don't think Dragon is, but it sounded cool, so I said it. Speed booster was in the wreck ship at the wreck ship E-Tank location. Beamer already been up to the wreck ship, killed the Fantoon that was there. Actually cleared all 3 of the Chozo items, getting X-ray speed and a reserve tank. Here's another E-Tank for Beamer. Kipp in this fight, going to be starting out with a charge shot. I expect to also fire some ammo before using... Well, he just did 2 charge shots, and then we're going to set up for a grapple kill. No surprise, definitely the best option with this loadout. But Dragon does not want to goop. She wants to swoop. See if Kipp can execute this. I actually like to get grabbed dot on the wall here, but Kipp showed me how it's done. That was very nicely done. And yeah, given that we're staring longingly at this unopened door, I do expect this item check to come through. I think we're gonna get a couple supers here. Probably be alright, and there is Spazer Beam to get us up to the new route damage here. Gonna be very comfy having that 300 damage beam. Quite a bit nicer, especially feeling wise versus the 180 damage beam. And there's a gravity jump to get out of here. Was that or a bomb jump or a very silly grapple jump to get out of this room? Those were our three options. So, Kipp, having cleared out the bottom part of this map, is going to be heading towards Meridian next. Beamer, as you see, headed towards Lower Norfair. Once again, taking that Remember Highway, however, with the speed booster. You gotta treat this like New Route and not hold that run button. For whatever reason, speed booster and lava do not mix. They're sworn enemies. As Kipp gets the very difficult jump into that one tile gap, which is impossible to do all on purpose, but somehow much easier to do on accident. No attempt at a lava spark again. Don't know how comfortable Beamer is with that strategy, but it would have been really cool to see. We don't have the high jump boots, so a little bit longer of a gravity jump strategy here in the lava dive room. But wow, Kipp is just moving and grooving through all these rooms. There's gravity jump here up Everest with the high jump boots, and frankly without them you don't need another one here. Expect Kipp to just do the wall jumps here. Oh, I was wrong. He's just gonna gravity jump. We will see how this goes. Kipp's gonna have to do the Metroid ice clip here in the next room to get through Batoon Hallway. Very easy strategy as long as you know what you're doing. Very fortunate that the crouch and upshot is the perfect location for the Metroid clip, and then once you do that, you just gotta hold down and jump, and that'll get you on top of that Metroid and clip through the ceiling. Beamer without those high jump boots, having the IBJ, this worst room in the game, quite a bit slower than what we saw Kipp do. Also, as expected with the go mode already happening, not going to check screw attack, so missing both high jump and ice compared to Kipp, but having that speed booster. And also missing that screw attack, so Kipp's loadout a bit more favorable, as he's going to actually get that E-Tank now that he's seen it. I agree with that, especially as someone who has fallen down that sand pit more times than I would care for. Definitely the safer way to get through this room. Fifth E-Tank. Gonna be more than comfortable here for Kipp, as we're heading towards a boss that we expect to be Kraid. Shifted bosses is a 30% chance for mystery settings, and the prize, which will look the same as shifted, only 10% overall, so 3 times as likely to see shifted bosses, which requires one of each to be in the seed, which is why Kraid is the expected outcome here. And Kraid not going to spell any trouble for our runners here today. See if we get confirmation the fade out is a good sign. And yep, there is Kraid. Swaps places with Dragon, just having a little fun vacation in each other's rooms. You know, we'll get to show off the speed strategy here for the Metal Pirates. Got the first one, but not quite the second one. A nice spark here across this room. I have never thought to do that. Here we see what might be the final energy tank on Chozo statues. I'm not 100% sure. No, I think it might also be the second one. But in a very nice position here to just go ahead and blaze through the rest of the seed. Even without speed, I think we're most likely looking at a sub 50 here. Absolutely no resistance put up by the seed. The items came quickly and very powerfully, allowing us to make a very efficient path through the seed, especially with the addition of that X-ray deboost for the screw attack. Kipp just blazing at a brisk pace here. Beamer did enter with 30 super, so has a nice fight here if he can manage to hit all of them. So far doing a nice job. Hopefully you can get a pogo pattern here pretty soon, but right now handling the other phases rather well. It looks like he's got... He knows exactly where to lay that power bomb to get these blocks out of the way quickly. We'll have to steal that. Looks like the fight's done. Trying to get grabbed. Eventually complying. And once again, gravity jumps here in Everest. Didn't kill that enemy and paid the price. Beamer gonna come here and get this reward, which is the grapple beam. Hydro boot negates the needs for another gravity jump here, and we're gonna be headed towards the wreck ship. Most likely not gonna be doing any item checks there, with no need for anything further. Kipp can keep up this pace. He might be dangerously close to that good ending, ever elusive, in the dash randomizer with some updated requirements for the timings. We will certainly be keeping an eye on that. Nice grapple usage across the mode, the intended strategy, as it were. Hopefully we can get some nice movement here in West Ocean. Electing to just take the bottom route. High jump makes it a little bit awkward to get those jumps. You see crossing that in new routes. The standard movement for Samus is pretty comfy to get through that room, but adding like any movement that isn't space jump makes things a little bit awkward. So here comes boss number 4. It is the Vanilla Phantoon that we've seen on Beamer's side. See if Kipp can execute a nice 2-round. Got plenty of missiles and the super for it. I expect he'll definitely try. See how the patterns go. Some fast patterns would be quite welcome in that pursuit of the good ending. There's a mid pattern on round 1. And a nice Doppler. Can we get it fast? There's the left. Oh, well, come on, Phantoon. Looking like a mid slow here. Left mid is one of the most rare patterns that you'll see. Only got one of those initial missiles. I think that flame messed things up here. Kipp had the super loaded, but didn't even shoot it. I think knowing that he was not going to be able to get it off in time, so quickly cleans up that 3rd round. And all that remains in the seed for Kipp is heading towards Torian and dealing with the Metroids and the Mother Brain. So, I think... Actually, given the somewhat low super count, I am not sure if a ship refill is worth it here. It is the case that the current health is really high, so it wouldn't take long. It's actually really interesting. I'm curious what other runners think in this situation, whether or not those supers are worth it. You got a normal and comfortable beam, but supers are triple the DPS on Mother Brain, but you have to one, refill them at the ship, and two, you use quite a few of them to get to Mother Brain herself. So I'm not. Ship refill is still 16 seconds with full energy. Okay, so probably not. But we'll see what Kipp elects to do. He is gonna take that ship refill. And not taking the save, however, so that is some time save. Beamer now coming up to boss number 3 here at the Kraid's Lair. Knows that this is Dragon, seeing it earlier, but didn't have the means to kill and escape at the time. So, think that good ending is going to be just out of reach, especially without the speed booster. Turning going to be a little longer. But Kipp's got everything you could ever want that's not the speed booster. And going to make quick work of this terrain here. Probably still going to be a little bit faster than in the vanilla game, purely because you skipped this cutscene. Although without baby skip, it's possible speed actually evens out or even advantages. But that's timing that someone else can do. Taking off the screw attack for Kipp. Gonna make the Zeb skip a little bit easier once we get to that point. But for now, we're just gonna watch some very nice and comfortable Metroid rooms. Again, not exactly what you're used to without the speed booster, but still going to be nice and easy with both suits and the ice beam and a nice wide beam with the wave and the spacer as well. Dragon quickly felled for Beamer. Looks like he'll also be looking at this item and the damage boost over to it. It is the phaser. So yeah, pick that up. Augment your damage. Yeah, Kipp is through the Metroid rooms. Ammo completely full, which you love to see. And Beamer gonna spark out of here. Oh yeah, nice short charge. Kipp, one of the people who doesn't elect to go for baby skip unless he has exactly the normal out item set. So no speed for Kipp means no baby skip. You can do this baby skip with just high jump. It's a little different, but it's not too hard from what people tell me. I haven't quite mastered the normal baby skip, so I haven't looked at things without speed. So can't tell you from my own personal experience. Beamer now breaking the tube. Needs to go up to the East Meridia boss and kill a Kraid. Again, you see the awkwardness of moving with the speed booster without the high jump boots. In the game sequence, the high jump boots are first, so probably the case that they never particularly tested this unique item loadout, and some coding errors with the rounding something or another causes speed jumps to be lower than you would expect. Beamer making nice use of what he's got. Just did not take the critical path that Kipp took along the seed, which gave him basically everything he needed to run through this very fast. Again, not going to eclipse the 50-minute mark at all. He's going to use all the ammo DPS higher on both ammo sources versus the charge beam, so definitely a heads up and smart play to do here. People in chat are doing some highly technical math here in the catch-up phase. Which happens once you get below 25% health for Mother Brain, so no more than 14 shots once you see that first catch-up. Beamer has that speed booster. We'll see how he likes to handle it. This is what I like to do, just spark up. Full halfy, not possible without the high jump boots. I think you can get a halfy if you have some nice wall jump and spark through the door, but Beamer with that grapple beam, use that to nice effect here in this Coliseum. Also with some very nice more stress to negate much of the knockback from these spikes. Just use a missile of Precious. Again, without that ice beam, a little bit more value on the super missiles, especially versus Kipp, who really stopped looking at minors once he got that ice beam. Very nice quick kill there from Beamer. Didn't even use a charge shot, just a regular shot. Only with 3 energy tanks. I don't like that pickup. Does have the reserve, so orders about the same total health, just in a little bit different ways. Once again, excellent job in this seed from Beamer. Just the case that Pickle Path was found by Kipp and not doing X-ray deboost, did not know the screw attack, which was very nice, and a little bit of ammo shenanigans caused Ice Beam to be skipped. Although it's possible that the ammo didn't necessarily matter, and he was happy to leave once he had that gravity. It is the case that with the Very Suit already, having speed makes Ice Second actually pretty good because then you can take the speed path past Croc, and I think that's a faster way to get to Bubble Mountain versus going out the front way and then using the Croc Speedway, or Frog Speedway, not Croc. We're also going to elect to take this energy tank. Get up to 5 plus 1. Yeah, not necessary, but energy is energy and safety is safety. Take what you can get. Without Ice Beam and Furion, take a little bit more in the Mother Brain one, which was more in, so I like it. Kipp remembers to take the toad path through this escape room number 3. No speed booster to spark. Nice speed fall here down Leodox. The Beamer is going to spark up here to the top. Now, try to grapple jump, but just gonna gravity jump here. And here, get to see the left side climb with the high jump boots, making very nice work of this. Expertly weaving through those platforms and not dropping any wall jump inputs. Yeah, just gonna tick over the 48-minute mark here. Kipp absolutely blazed through this. Team ensuring he would get over 48, but he was already going to be in the low 48s, probably going to be a mid one now. But very, very nicely done. Kipp going to take game 1 of this series with an official race time of 48 minutes and 7 seconds. Beamer quickly enters the forfeit, as you can see, standing still on that screen. And yeah, our runners Had a little bit of a chat. Game two's race time room is open. They have not yet started in real time, but they are ready to start. We'll see once it comes through. But we will. Oh, there's Beamer. Hello. There is the ready up. We'll be starting here in about 10 minutes in real time. I will let these credits roll. We can see where Plasma Space Jump, Spring Ball were in these credits. Again, race just now starting in real time, which is about 10 minutes out with the delay. So you can all get up, stretch those legs, maybe grab a snack, maybe grab breakfast for those of you who may be just waking up. But in any case, game one, very nicely run by both runners, but Kipp's path had all the items in sequence and no hang-ups of any sort, and also some extremely nice execution. And this is a best of 3 series, so Beamer has the ability to bring this back. Got to win 2 games in a row. Tall task against runner of Kipp's stature, but Beamer has no quit, and he's been fighting hard and doing very well all tournament. So we'll see what can happen in the rest of the series. I will also inform you that in Game 2, I will be joined by a co-commentator. I'll leave some dramatic tension for those of you who have to wait for the episode to end and the layout to update. But it should be a fun time. If anyone has guesses in the chat, I know people were talking earlier in the seed about some locations of these items. I'm gonna say Plasma's at Gauntlet, Space Jump is at say Space Jump's at Plasma and Spring Ball's Vanilla. Actually no, Spring Ball's at Grapple. That's what I'm going with. We'll see here in a little bit. Plasma coming up quickly. Plasma was at Plasma, so 0 for 1 so far. Space Jump. Space Jump was at Grapple. That's where I said Spring Ball would be, so I missed them all. Spring Ball was the vanilla one. So, oh, and we had a heat shield and a double jump. Would you look at that? We were definitely never looking at either of those. Shout outs to heat shield and double jump. But yep, that is going to be all for race number 1. We'll see you all again in about 8 minutes.